And we are back with the Today exclusive. Monica Lewinsky is here to discuss an important cause, an epidemic, one could argue, where she was patient zero. She's partnered with the advertising firm BBDO to create a public service announcement that shines a light on suffering that could quietly be happening even in your own home. And a warning what you're about to see includes content and imagery that some may find upsetting. Take a look.
The CDC is investigating another death caused by the mysterious virus sweeping the country. The CDC is investigating another death caused by the mysterious virus sweeping the country.
Monica, good morning. It's good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
That is hard to watch. This is very, very powerful, and it's meant to reach out and grab you. Mm-hmm. And in this case, you're doing something so unusual. It reaches out and it will text you. You can actually put your phone number in, and the person watching the PSA will receive these texts.
Right. So this is a really unique and innovative PSA and way to kind of communicate a message. So what we set out to do, because we learn empathy through experience. So by asking people to input their phone number halfway through, we're actually giving people the opportunity to experience and understand what online bullying feels like. So you will actually receive the same text that Haley, the girl in the video, that she receives. And it's incredibly devastating and powerful.
It hits you right in the gut. And just in case anyone is thinking that some advertising firm created these text messages, that they're overdone, it's an exaggeration, they're based on real text messages.
Right. So they're based on real text messages. But more than that, I just want to share this experience from when we were taping the PSA. Somebody on set came and was talking to me about a relative of hers. And this relative was being bullied and cyberbullied, and she had stayed home from school. And she had received a text that said, "When we saw you weren't at school today, we thought you were dead, and we were happy." So it was an incredibly powerful moment on top of all the other powerful moments of that day. And, we really drew from that, along with some of my own experiences, but we drew from that. So anybody who sees this and thinks that these are tame even, that what is actually happening out there is much worse.
And I know the genesis of this, and you're so involved in devising the PSA and putting it together, is this whole concept that there are some injuries that aren't visible, but what if you could see them?
Right. Well, I think that's really where we started out asking this question is, how could we take this internal experience, the internal emotional landscape, and translate that into something physical? The bullying crisis has become a global epidemic. And I think there was a study last year that showed that 59% of teens have experienced bullying or harassment online. So what we really see the problem with this is that exactly as you're saying, that it can be hard to see the signs of when someone's going through this. And then even worse than all of that is the fact that, this behavior with cyberbullying, even though it takes place online, there are offline consequences. And these consequences can range from bad to grave.
including suicide.
Yeah, including, and I, we touch on this a little in the PSA, and I think it's really important for people to know, and anybody who might be suffering right now, that suicide is preventable. We have resources on the webpage for the epidemic.com, and not only how to help, but also crisis text line.
There's a longer version of this PSA. By the way, we're going to put it on our website. People can check it out.
Great.
I've seen it. I have to say, as a parent, it really grabbed me as well, because I think there are a lot of parents who out there think, I would know. Surely I would know. Mm-hmm. And you can see how a young person can suffer in silence. What's advice? There's no one size fits all, but what advice do you have for a parent who wants to be attentive?
Right. Well, and let me also say, we're in no way like blaming parents here. You'll see in this very loving parents. And it's, I think that for parents, there are kind of two steps to take. So the first one is, if your child comes to you, whatever you do, please don't shame them. If they come to you and talk to you about bullying, please don't shame them. Please don't be dismissive. The other things you can do are look at resources and gather solutions. And I also like to suggest that people role play with their children. So, and young teens, to kind of come to them and practice. Them telling you they've been bullied, they had an inappropriate selfie that went around, and they can see what your reaction would be.
Well, you've called yourself patient zero of cyber shaming, and you really came out in 2015 and gave a speech that changed a lot of people's views about you and about what you went through. I want to play just a portion of it.
In 1998, I lost my reputation and my dignity. I lost almost everything, and I almost lost my life. The public humiliation was excruciating. Public shaming as a blood sport has to stop. And it's time for an intervention on the internet and in our culture.
What did it feel like in that moment to come out and reclaim your story?
Well, it was terrifying. I think that it really could have gone differently, and I'm so incredibly grateful for how things have changed. I can't even begin to tell you and what it feels like to be able to give a purpose to my past and to use these painful experiences to help other people. I had this amazing experience the other night, which I was at a book party, and someone's young teenage daughter said to me, I'm so excited to meet you, and your story is so important to my generation, and I admire you. And her mom is standing right there. And on my way home that night, I thought about how 6-7 years ago, that mom would not have been happy for her daughter to say something like that. So it's incredibly meaningful to me, and it's also meant now that people don't stop me and say, "No offense, do you know who you look like anymore?"
Yeah. So you've had a lot to carry, and you've come out, you've written, you've done this important work. And then you've talked about this. There can be things, there can be a comment, there can be a moment, there can be something that happens in the news that brings you right back to that place. As we sit here, there is another impeachment investigation going on. Has that been hard? Has that pulled you to that dark place?
Well, I think, impeachment is a constitutional crisis, right? So obviously it's much bigger than me. It is, but am I affected personally? Sure, of course. I mean, people are making comparisons to when Bill Clinton was impeached. I've become a punchline of a joke a little bit more than normal. And I found myself the last few weeks, I'm certainly more sensitive. Some people in my world might say cranky, needed more self-care. But I think, the truth is like, if we're talking seriously about impeachment, it actually means we're all affected in the country. Yeah.
I've known for a while we were going to sit down and do this interview. I thought a lot about it, and I thought about how you spent many, many years in private and on purpose. You just kind of withdrew. And then you decided to re-enter public life because you felt so strongly about this issue. And I've said this to you before, that it strikes me that what was required of you was for you to face the thing that was so very terrifying, which was to be in public.
Right.
That to do the thing you wanted to do, you had to be public. And that must have been absolutely excruciating, that decision?
Well, I think what happened for me actually was that I sort of had to lean into this new normal shortly after the investigation ended. I was now a public person, and how do I navigate that? And then I retreated and thought going to graduate school would allow me to kind of have this new identity. I was wrong. It provided me a new social lens, but not new identity. And I eventually kind of came to this point where I had to realize that I couldn't run away from what happened to me. I had to integrate it. And it was actually one of my professors at LSE who said that there was no competing narrative out there. And I had to be in charge of that narrative.
You had to rewrite your own story. Yeah. So let people know your side of the story.
Right, but I think, one of the reasons I'm also so grateful that I've been able to do that, and had the world not allowed me to, it's a relationship. I couldn't have just done it on my own. But what it also means is that anybody can do this. Like, this can happen for anybody. You don't have to have just gone through a global scandal. But I think, no matter what your humiliations are or setbacks, you can find a way to have a different ending to your story.
We'll talk about Gutsy. You're also on Twitter, which you're very funny on Twitter. It's funny because it's sort of like returning to the scene of the crime. We didn't have social media back then, but as you've talked about, you kind of were the first in the internet age.
Right.
How do you handle the trolls and the negativity that we all find on Twitter?
Well, some days are harder than others. It could be hard to practice what you preach at times. Thankfully, no one's seen my drafts folder. But I also, I do find that there are a lot of tools that can be empowering. So, I use keywords on Twitter, so I don't see tweets that have certain words in them. And I'm a big fan of blocking. So I find it incredibly empowering. Some people prefer muting because they're like, I like the idea of, a jerk just sort of screaming off into a void. And, but it can be, last year when I was participated in a docuseries, I had to go off Twitter for a week. It was just the trolls were back, and it was, I just had to take care of my mental health. So
you've done so much. You're a writer. You write very often, very compellingly about these topics. You're an activist and an advocate. You're a producer. I know you're working on a series with Ryan Murphy, a version of your story for American Crime Story. What are your other hopes and dreams? What other work do you want to do, or how do you envision life for you?
Well, I think certainly, as you said, continuing with the activism work. But I'm actually, at 46, trying to have a proper career. So I'm looking to forge a career as a creative producer. I have a few projects in the works. Touch wood. But I'm really interested in this idea of storytelling around, kind of conversations that spark reclaiming narratives, or even, I know it may sound a little kind of woo-woo, but collective healing. So I think those kinds of stories. So that's what I really hope to be able to sort of focus my societal lens on, that's been shaped by extremely unique circumstances.
Well, Monica, it's so interesting to hear about your work and to catch up with you.
Thank you.
To hear your story. So thank you so much.
Thank you for this time, for this important issue, Savannah.
Absolutely. And I do want to mention again that full PSA and more resources are on our website at today.com. And I really urge people to go check it out. It's important.